Well, if you have kids looking to go to college, this is the most important segment of the day for you because the new college rankings are out. And the Princeton Review looks at everything from academics to schools that kids love to even the best food and dorms. So what are the dream schools? Well, it is Stanford, the #1 school that kids dream about going to, followed by Harvard, NYU, Princeton, and look at that, the University of California, Los Angeles. Go Bruins. Joining us now is Rob Franek. He is editor-in-chief of the Princeton Review. Rob, great to see you so early. It's a big, listen, your reviews, trust me, I've got a 14-year-old. We're already talking about it. It's an important ranking. What has been the most surprising thing for you this year?
Well, I'll tell you, so many students and parents, Brian, and I'm sure to you and to all of your, watchers and viewers, people are nervous about debt. They're nervous about financial aid. They're asking the questions of return on their college investment, both their academic investment as well as them as their family's financial investment. Yeah, and is there a way to measure ROI with regards to colleges? Well, I think that there is, and I think our full team at Princeton Review does, and we tried to look at a couple of things, really career development, career services. What are students doing from first year on campus through last year on campus by way of co-ops and internships, experiential learning, whatever the nomenclature that school is comfortable with, but what are students doing outside the classroom to endear with their learning inside the classroom to make them attractive to either graduate schools or, of course, professions, jobs upon graduation? Yeah, and there's so many different rankings. The dream schools, I guess Stanford is not a surprise. Spectacular institution, Harvard, Princeton, we know. Are you surprised UCLA was so high? You know what? I feel like California schools are now a love letter. A couple of years ago, USC, every kid in my neighborhood wants to go to USC. The parents moan and groan because I think it's one of, if not the most important school, most expensive schools in the United States, but everybody wants to go to Los Angeles. You are so right. $74,000 for USC this year. So it is no joke, and they're not giving out a ton of financial aid. So that's true. But you're right. They've done a really good job, and both state schools as well as private schools in California and the whole West Coast have really done a great job in marketing themselves to students on the East Coast and the sort of around the country. Is there any indication that $74,000 a year hinders applications? I argued with somebody in my town last year. I said, you could charge $100,000 a year at Harvard, and you'd probably have no drop-off in applications. Oh, yeah. Oh, I think you're right. I mean, we see that at those schools at that level. I mean, Stanford is a good example. 35,000 students applied to Stanford last year, 4.2% of whom were accepted. So it's a superlative group of those students getting in, and financial aid is not going to be a concern for them because they have great financial wherewithal. But you're right. Those schools that have loftier sticker costs, as long as they have that brand, they're really kind of still love letter and great schools. Well, I'm angry with you, Rob, though, I have to say, because my alma mater, Virginia Tech, used to be the school students love the most. We've been usurped by Clemson, apparently. I spent a lot of good nights at the Tiger Town Tavern, by the way, but what happened to the Hokies? Well, we would go direct, and I should have mentioned this at the beginning. I mean, for all of these ranking lists, and there's 62 different top 20 ranking lists in this new book for the best 384 colleges, and that's all based on student opinion. 138,000 current college students and their opinion went into this book. So I am a huge Virginia Tech fan, and I'm a big Clemson fan as well. But I mean, it goes directly, so it's not my opinion or the opinion of the folks on our editorial team. I loved it on Today's Show the other day. Didn't my fellow Hokie, Hoda Kotb, hammer you about Virginia Tech? She totally did. I love it. Go Hoda. She's great. That was my 34th time on their show, and I still get a little pummeled when it comes to Virginia Tech. Hokie, school most likely to produce awesome TV anchors.